Welcome to the Plant Power Podcast. My name is Ian Beckles. We're hanging out here at the Dignitary Tea and Kava House. We're inside today as Smokey exits. Normally we were outside near the lounge area in our medical area, where if anybody has their medical card, we're just hoping everybody has a medical card, wants to hang out, go outside, do your thing. We're all doing it legally. We're doing it the right way. And we embrace people with their medical cards. So come hang out. Dignitary Tea and Kava House. Now, this episode, I'm going to teach you guys, and I'm going to learn a little bit myself. Now, the Plant Power Podcast, really, we're talking all things plants, whether it's cannabis, kava, kratom. I'm a vegan now, so everything is plants. This young man here, Frank the Kava OG, my business partner, he's the reason why the Dignitary Tea and Kava House is kicking ass. I'm learning myself right here. Frank's going to bring us through the process of making kava. Everybody always says we have the best kava in town. I have to agree with them. I'm a little biased, but explain and show everybody why we have the best kava in town.
Kava preparation varies all across the South Pacific Islands. It's different in every island, so not any one place does it the same. And I think it just comes down to, the simple practice of just mixing water and root. I do it traditional Fijian style, which normally is done in a wooden tanoa, but basically all I'm doing is putting the root in, mixing it with spring water, and then I'm going to emulsify it. Because what kava's about, this is a black sand kava, so it's got multiple chemotypes that are going to work together, so mind and body and all that. So it's a dried root that you have to pull these oils from.
Okay.
So in order to do that, it's got to be emulsified, it's got to be kneaded, you got to really put a little bit of effort into kind of pulling it out. So, I just put in the effort, and it's a lot about energy too. In the islands, kava is a spiritual, cultural thing, and if you're going in to just make the kava, it's not going to be right. You got to have the right spiritual kind of energy. You got to be doing it for the right reasons.
Well, I see when people come in here, a lot of people will come in here and you'll say, well, do you guys sell the powder? And we don't really want to do that, okay?
Yeah.
That's not what we want to do. We want people to come in here. We want people to experience it the right way, because a lot of people experience it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And if you experience it the wrong way, it can be a bad experience.
And that's the thing, and especially, here, I applaud every single place that's opened up in Charles County and Tampa, and every place that's selling kava and really doing this, because it is a good thing, and it does help people. And just like the islands, every place has a different way of doing it. Some may do it the way I do, and some are gonna just make bigger batches. Or they're gonna do it their way, whatever works best for them. It's also, you just never know. You got to make sure that the quality of the kava that you're getting too is. I know that our kava is noble kava. It's directly from either Vanuatu or Fiji. It's the best root available right now out there. It's about as direct as you can get it from the islands.
Now, there's different ways to harvest it and brew it, but you have to understand, and everybody says that you have the best kava around, and we're not saying there's a right and wrong way to do it, but it is pretty common to say small batch of anything is going to be better than the big batch, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. That does make a huge difference, because you got to think about it. If you're making a small batch of kava, and we're a small kava bar, we're selling it out every day.
Correct.
So every day we're making fresh kava. If, say I was to make a 5-gallon batch and we sell 1.5 gallons,
it might be there 2 days later.
Exactly. 2, 3 days, 4 days sometimes. The longer kava sits, the easier the flavor changes. The flavor will get a little bit harsher, will start to oxidize. If it's prepared with warm water, or water that's not maybe pure or has some impurities in it, you're going to taste that in the kava. It's going to change the flavor profile of the root.
So you brew it with cold water, warm water?
Absolutely.
Cold water?
Room temperature spring water. Not cold water, just room temperature spring water. And,
Smokey wants a sip.
Oh yeah, he does. Actually, he has. And don't ever leave your kava shell unattended at Dignitary.
Yeah.
We do have a kava addicted cat.
Yeah. And Smokey too says Frank has the best kava in town.
I've heard him meow boo a couple times.
Now, so we've gone through some different phases of kava. We've had so many different. What do we have right now? What do we have in stock right now?
I've got a good supply of Vanuatu kava. I've got the wild, like black sand, white sand, and stone, which are all Vanuatu kavas. Stone's full body. White Sands Full Mind. Wow is 50/50, and the Black Sands one that I brought in, and I love it because it's a peppery kava, because kava is the root of a pepper plant. The Black Sands a 50/50 chemotype that actually really gives you a nice mind-body relaxation, but you get that black pepper kind of kick at the end, which is really nice.
Yep.
People have tried it and they're like, wow, and I've never had that. And that's my thing, is I want to have variety.
Sure.
Most kava bars, you'll mind body 50/50 or premium and every day.
Sure.
I'm going to celebrate the kava here. When I found kava, it changed my life, and you know, I think it deserves to be celebrated. That's something more kava bars really need to do, because kava is creating a home for people. It's creating a place, a sanctuary for people that may not want to go to bars, may not want to drink alcohol, may not want to be around a bunch of violence and drama. It's giving them a place to hang out, come play chess, be creative, listen to music, watch sports, you know, use your medical marijuana card out back.
That's true.
Kava and marijuana, I mean, in the islands, they say it's a lot like marijuana. And the nice thing about kava is it focuses the mind, gives you all that body relaxation, then you smoke a joint behind it, and it's just like gets you right
So you're saying smoking a joint makes it better?
Oh God, yeah.
Well, that doesn't prove anything.
It's a match made in
heaven.
That doesn't prove anything. It's a match made in heaven.
Smoking a joint makes everything better. So that doesn't prove anything. Now you talk about, you know, changing lives. You know, you literally say to everybody that kava changed your life.
Absolutely.
You lost a bunch of weight, got yourself in shape. I can literally say that maybe kava is changing my life, because it hasn't even been a full year that I stopped drinking. It hasn't really been a full year I've been exposed to kava. I feel a lot better, just in general. So I can say I'm in the midst. I'm in the midst of it. But I see a lot of people in here, and I've heard people be negative towards kava. I haven't heard any negative kava stories, but I've heard a lot of positive kava stories.
No, and you got to think about, my life has honestly been changing in the course of 12 years with kava. When I initially found it, it was something that helped me quit drinking alcohol, helped me lose weight, gave me a place to chill with cool people and stuff like that. You know, I just turned 55 August of last year. I've been a part of kava. I've praised kava throughout the whole 12 years, and you know, I turned 55, and then this opportunity came up to work with you here at Dignitary, and here's kava changing my life again.
How about that?
You know?
Yeah. And it's almost like football was to me.
It's an evolution.
Yeah.
Man. It really is.
No doubt. Well, I mean, what was your first exposure? Like we sit here and we get a lot of people in here. You're like that's a kava OG, and this guy, and you're talking about way back from the beginning. Take us back to the beginning when kava was first exposed to Tampa Bay area.
When kava first was exposed to Tampa Bay, I saw it in a creative loafing magazine in the mailroom at my apartment complex. Said kava, zombies, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really know what it was. I was in sales, worked at America 2 Electronics, heavy, high-pressure sales job. One day I left, and it was a Friday. I was ready to go get drunk, or, you know, didn't want to go home to the family because I didn't really hit my quota and shit. And I ended up at 5th Avenue Bula Cafe, and I walked in.
What happenstance? Just kind of walked in.
Yeah, and it was, at that time, it had only been open a month and a half, 2 months. This was the place that was on the creative loafing. So I go in, and I talked to Ken Hoyampa, who was the owner at the time, or the general manager. Told me about the kava, said does this, does that. I'm like, well, let me try it. So I did 3 shells. That's all I did. Now, some people, it has a reverse tolerance. Some people have to drink a lot more to feel it. Me, I did 3 shells. I didn't really know. My tongue got numb. I'm like, all right, it's cool. It's different. Went home, and I got home, and, you know, all that anger and shit went away. My kids were bouncing off the walls, and I'm sitting at my desk going, wow. And then I went back, and when I started hanging with the people, and I saw what kava, how it was bringing just these different people together, and it was an amazing thing, and that's what really sucked me in, because it was like, it was not just drinking this stuff to make me feel better. It was drinking this stuff and becoming a part of a community, becoming a part of family. And every single kava bar across this area, it has its own community, it has its own family, it has that group of people, the OGs that went in the very first time. You know, we've got them here, our Sean's, our guys like Ken, all those guys are these guys that came in when we first opened and sat down and said, hey, what is this stuff? And now they're here every day, every other day. They bring their computers, they work, they drink coffee, they drink kava, they drink tea, you know, and when they're done, they hang out even longer, they go home. It's like being in your living room with a bunch of friends and it's family.
Now, everybody, once again, I'm here. I'm normally here 80% of the time. and I sit here and listen to what everybody says all the time about your kava, about your kratom. Everybody brags on it. I tell you all the time. You hear it obviously as well. I see that like you put the extra love into the kava.
Oh, yeah.
Now the kratom as well. Kratom is also something that can be somewhat misused, misproduced.
Kratom,
What do you
absolutely.
do as compared to everybody else?
Kratom is another story for me because the fact that I was never a Kratom first guy. I didn't like Kratom when I first tried it because it kept me up. So I really didn't get into it. And then I had a really bad backache and I was diabetic and I started doing research on it. And I read that it naturally lowered blood sugar, helped with blood pressure, helped with weight loss. So I started a regime, and that's where I thought medicinally. I'm like, I'm going to drink this much tea every day this time and just see what happens. And I did it consistently, same amount, never more, never less. I got the same effect every day. At that time, I was 260 pounds. My A1C was pushing 12. If you're diabetic, you know an A1C at 12 is not good. They were ready to put me on insulin. And in 11 months, I lost 100 pounds. I quit drinking completely. My A1C dropped down below 6, and I was able, and my doctor was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking tea. I'm watching my weight. I'm not drinking alcohol. I was able to eventually wean off all my diabetes meds. I'm now pharmaceutically, I'm all plant-based now. I don't do any NSAIDs. I don't do any painkillers. I don't do anything like that. It's all plant-based. I'm 147 pounds. I haven't been this weight since high school.
That's crazy.
You know, I'm 55 years old. I feel better now than I've probably felt the last 10 years.
Unbelievable.
You know?
I've seen some pictures of 260.
And it's attributed to this. And it's really because it's not even conscious changes. It's just I'm doing something healthy and it's making me just kind of subconsciously do these things.
And I think it's leading me into doing other things because once again I'm eating vegan and kava and veganism are definitely there's something to that because I say 60% of the people come in here are usually vegan. Not all, but there's still a lot of vegans that come in here. This is a lot of sobriety in this place has a lot to do with it. Past people with opioid problems and just people just trying to live a clean life. So you have the people that used to have issues, the people that live way clean. So there's a bunch of different people in here. But when it comes down to you just create a community of people that aren't all drunk as a skunk, acting a fool, ready to fight people. There ain't never been a skirmish in here. We ain't gonna have no skirmishes in here. It ain't gonna happen under my watch.
Right there. You know, honestly, most people in here enter with a hug and leave with a hug.
That's the way it should happen. I mean, you look at the art that we have around here. Most of it's very peaceful. We have, hearts and peace signs on the door. So we don't want people coming in here and acting and bullying people after a couple of kavas.
Too, man. Nice job.
Look at this. Look at this. Is my little art. I did a little art yesterday with my shell. Look at that, dude. I got a little art. Look.
Yeah, so with the kratom, I brew our kratom with turmeric and cinnamon. I use black pepper and cayenne pepper to bring out the anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties of it. So I'm trying to get more of the medicinal effects out of it. That also helps the alkaloid. Plus, I steep it a long time.
Okay.
That way, we don't have to have a lot of plant material. Plant material is not good for people's digestive system, so I get that out of it.
Sure.
And it's a nice, clean kratom that goes really well with the kava.
That's the thing. I've been to some other places before, and it just seemed very earthy and like it's clogging me up almost. Yours just seems way more. It's more clear and clean.
Kratom takes patience and time. If you're rushing it, it's going to be like that, and you don't want to rush it. You want to let it do its thing. Let nature take its course.
Absolutely.
That's the most important thing.
So what kind of kava we drinking
This is
here?
black sand kava from Vanuatu. It's a good 50-50 and it's fresh.
It's beautiful.
Bula. Oh, it's good. That's a good everyday drinking kava. Yeah.
Whew, that's good stuff. Once again, best kava in town, best kratom in town as well. We have some great people working us. Ali's our maid bartender. We got some other people helping us out, pouring drinks, and we're coming along. We're coming along.
Yeah, we got Ali. Now we got Bill coming on board. He's a Kava OG. I've known Bill 12 years. He's been part of the community a long time. great guy. We got Lenny Gonzalez, my daughter Sita, helping out.
There we go.
So we got a really good team, and it's nice. We're going to be doing. You're going to be talking about the Awakening into the Sun that we're going to be doing later.
And we're going to be part of that event, correct?
Yep.
So we're going to have a little stand there. So if anybody's at the Awakening event, we're going to have a little stand there with some Kava and Kratom.
Yeah, we're going to have some Kava. We're going to have Mitra 9 out there with the botanical tea, seltzer waters. We're going to have the Goyaki, yerba mates. We're going to have water for everybody because it's going to be hot. I'll have some other little surprises here and there.
Just a lot of ice will be necessary.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be, here's going to be like 86 degrees.
I hear we're on the water.
You been in Tampa lately?
No.
On the water?
That's in St. Pete.
Bro, it's hot regardless. 86 degrees.
We'll be in the shadow of the pier.
Right? Unbelievable. But I'm looking forward to that. That should be a nice little event.
Yeah.
But okay, explain some other things we have here. I know we have some CBD products here.
Yeah, we've got some CBD products. We've got the Dignitary Blend Delta 9 gummies. We've got some really good Dignitary Blend carts. We've got some CBD powder, a couple of tinctures, some soaps, really good soaps. Those mellow soaps are nice. Those aren't going to last long, and I don't really think I can get them, but it's a CBD soap, and it's really amazing. But just we got a little bit of everything. We're adding new stuff all the time. I mean, it's since we are relatively new, we're still kind of playing with things, and getting new stuff on the shelf here.
Absolutely. And like you said, we are, creating our own little tribe here. And we have good people here. If you ain't good people, you ain't going to fit in. You know what I mean? That's very important. Yeah. And we have the best Kava in town, best Kratom in town, good atmosphere, good music going on. Smokey the cat. Whether you like cats or not, he's going to come and hang with you.
Where's that troublemaker?
He's right over here trying to get into something he shouldn't be in. But like I said, just a good atmosphere. Outside, we have the medical card lounge. We've got some seats out there. If anybody has their medical card, they want to go outside, smoke their thing, whatever, bring your apparatuses, do whatever you got to do. Yeah, Pure Leaf is our main sponsor. And we just, we're about peace. And come hang out, Dignitary Tea and Kava House. 4817 Southwest Shore Boulevard. Really, we're just on the corner of West Shore and Gandy, right next to the Circle K. You can't miss us. Caddy corner from the CVS, correct?
Yeah, right across.
All right, brother.
Hey, Ian, it's been great, man.
Keep kicking some ass.
I love doing this with you, man. I really do.
We're going to be back talking about an event with a young lady, Emily. We'll be back soon. Don't go anywhere.
Hola.
Welcome back to Plant Power Podcast, and I want to thank Frank the Kava OG for showing us how to make the best kava on the planet. He gave you guys all the secrets. Now you guys can't do it yourself. Now you have to come to Dignitary Tea and Kava House to get it done, because once again, we do it the best. Now, on the Plant Power Podcast, I want to also get you guys hip to all the things going on in our community, and our community does some wonderful things as far as wellness goes. Young Maria has helped us out a whole lot when we've opened this place. She's helped us out with some chairs that we've had here, helped us actually out with the lounge that we have outside and some of the furniture. So Maria is having an event coming up this weekend, and we're going to be part of it, the Dignitary Tea and Kava House, and Frank the Kava OG is going to be out there serving his kava and hopefully a little kratom, the Mitra 9s, and maybe some kalos. So we're going to be out there with some refreshments for you guys. But I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about the event and let you guys know and gals know exactly what's going on, because it's happening this weekend. And this young lady, Emily Page, is going to help us tell us a little bit about the event. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
That's good.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Now, what is your title there? What is your title?
So I am the event coordinator for Awakening into the Sun Festival, and I put together all the different puzzle pieces that go along with the whole thing.
Good stuff. Now, Awakening, it's a center, correct? The Awakening is a whole center?
Awakening into Wellness is a wellness center, and they focus on holistic stress reduction for different health benefits. Stress reduction, Tibetan or Himalayan singing bowls, massage, Thai yoga massage. They have just a ton of different events throughout the month. And they have a salt room that is absolutely amazing.
What does a salt room do?
The salt room, it is a room filled with Himalayan salt. Like there are actual salt bricks in the wall.
I've seen that, yeah.
And you're just surrounded by the salt, and it...
Fully clothed?
Yes. Oh
Really?
yeah, absolutely. You just get in a nice relaxing chair and you hang out in the salt room for a while.
And what is it supposed to do?
So Himalayan salt, when it's warmed,
Uh-huh.
it emits negative ions, which is good because positive ions come out of all electronics, and it causes static just in the atmosphere. And so when you introduce the negative ions, it combats the positive, and it helps to just soothe the energy. Really.
Unbelievable.
It's good.
Let's go back to those crystal bowls. Like, I've always been kind of intrigued in those crystal bowls. Have you done that before?
So crystal bowls are amazing. Yes, they are just absolutely beautiful. They focus mostly with the Himalayan singing bowls, which is the Tibetan hand hammered 7 metal bowls. They're absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, the vibration, the power of the sound vibration is phenomenal as well.
I believe that.
Yes.
I've heard that it's just a good feel. I definitely want to get into that. Maybe get Maria to bring some of those bowls over here, and so we'll get the experience. Now, let's get to the event. Okay, the event's coming up. We're going to have a little stand there. Explain to anybody where the event is, when the event is, and what's going on.
Right. So we will be in North Straub Park, downtown St. Pete. It is situated between the Museum of Fine Arts and the Vinoy Hotel.
Perfect.
And it's like right on the bay and Beach Drive.
Okay.
So you can't really miss it. And it's about a football field in size, and we line the sidewalks with vendors. We've got 150 vendors this year.
Yeesh.
And so, yeah, it's going to be a pretty big vendor market.
It's like so.
Yeah, and we have a music stage, and so on Saturday we have 4 bands performing, and Sunday we have 5 bands performing.
Wow.
On Sunday we also have a drum circle. And then also simultaneously is free group yoga classes. So we have a whole yoga area set up, and we're actually sponsored by the Body Electric Yoga and Athletic Companies.
There you go. There you go.
it's a
So
tongue
there's
twister.
free yoga going on. All these, really a lot of free stuff. You have to pay to get in to the event?
Nope, it's free admission
Really?
completely to get into the event. So the music is free, the yoga is free. Obviously, if you purchase something with a vendor, that's not free. But to participate and come in, and you can sit on the lawn. We have a huge lawn for viewing the musicians and for listening to music. You can come chill out. There's going to be food vendors. We have 6 food trucks that'll be lined up on Bayshore Drive, and then about 10 to 15 other food vendors sprinkled throughout the park.
So it'll be healthy food vendors, or it'll be all kind of foods probably?
Well, it's mainly healthy.
Okay.
So we've got vegan options. We have a booth that is going to do some basic festival stuff, and the I'm trying to think of the name of it off the top of my head, but a real good mix, but mostly leaning on the healthy side. The best Thai food, he'll be there.
There you go.
He does have some pretty seriously good food.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Well, I mean, this not the first year you're doing this, is it?
Nope, it's not. This should have been our 10th annual because it's the 10th year.
Wow.
But we missed last year, and so
course.
this is our 9th annual festival, and we're just going to celebrate. Yeah.
So you're just trying to get the word out just for wellness in general, because wellness is something that I think that we're focusing on a little bit more, as a society, because when you say mental health, like it almost is redundant to say I have mental health problems. Everybody has mental health problems now, it seems like. Well, just like back in the day, it used to be like, oh, that person's just hyperactive or whatever. Now there seems to be more labels on things. So it's clear that mental health is more prevalent in society these days.
Absolutely.
And there's got to be more people coming for help.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. If you look at just the way that we live life in such a fast-paced go try to get so many different things done, there's just so much stress that we introduce into our lives. And so stress reduction is so important. Kava is part of that, and this place is part of that. And there's all kinds of different modalities that you can use to reduce your stress.
Sure.
And so whether it's going to yoga or going for a run, it doesn't have to be yoga.
Sure.
Meditation is extremely important and helpful. But yeah, we like to help people, and the festival is a community gathering of people of like minds who like to help people and to support people in their health and their wellness, both physically and mentally.
Sure. Well, Maria is a very giving person. She's a very, very giving person by nature, you know. And I think it's gonna be a wonderful event. If everybody wants, we're going to be there for sure. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be there, but I know Frank's going to be there. We're going to have a little stand there that's going to have some kava and hopefully some kratom and some different drinks there. So you want to come check it out. But I know it's going to be a wonderful event. 150 vendors. We did our cannabis one over there at the Pepin. We might have had 20 vendors.
Oh wow!
And it turned out great.
Yeah.
150 vendors is some serious. I mean, but you have a football field.
Yeah.
You got to put something on it, right?
It is big over the football. I have to take the dimensions.
But still,
yeah.
Well, 150 vendors, even if you put them on top of each other, that's a little bit of space right there.
Yeah, we're pretty much maxed out.
Wonderful. So tell them when it is, where it is again, and where they should go.
Right. So Saturday, March 5th, this weekend, Saturday, March 5th, Sunday, March 6th. On Saturday, gates open 9 a.m. and we go till 6. Gates open at 10 a.m. on Sunday and we go till 6.
Wonderful, wonderful. Like I said, we're going to be there hanging out, and just a good bunch of like-minded people, aware of their wellness, and it's just a bunch of stuff that I think I want to get into. You know what I mean? Like I want to get more into like those crystal bowls and yoga and stuff like that, and the veganism part like that. It just seems like a lot of things are happening here at this bar. You know?
Yep. This will just launch you into all of that. It's just the weekend is it's almost magical. The vibration is so high and everybody is just so good to each other, and the community is strong, and so you come out of it thinking, oh
Absolutely.
yeah, what's next?
That's what I'm talking about.
Go. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go into it thinking that way because I'm going to get medicated just right. I'm going to Curaleaf first, come over to be medicated just right, get myself in the right frame of mind so I can walk around in a good place and absorb all the wellness,
All the goodness.
and go there and get myself right. And I'm looking forward to it.
Good. We're excited to have you. Hopefully we can drag you up on stage at some point.
Yeah, I get very nervous on stage. I get nervous in front of people. That's a lie. But anyways, I appreciate everybody for listening in. This has been the Plant Power Podcast and webcast. Emily, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You guys come hang out on Saturday. I'll see you over there. Come check us out. Dignitary Tea and Kava House. Deuces.